the Elections Commission made an announcement, and since this is a very topical matter, I thought that it was important enough for me to address it here this afternoon so that any doubts or misconceptions which might exist, that we can clarify them here for you this afternoon. Now, the Elections Commission made a statement that after consideration, after its meeting, that the Commission were going to do several things. First of all, they will bring house-to-house registration to an end on the 31st of August. That there is going to be an extended period of claims and objections, and that the Commission will do all within its powers to ensure that we have a credible list of electors and that we can have credible elections based on that list. So those are the things that they said. In between that, of course, will be the issues which the Elections Commission will have to grapple with. And these are technical issues. But for the purpose of the public and for the purpose of our own understanding, let me please expand a little bit on what the Elections Commission statement meant. First of all, the claims the house-to-house registration was due to be completed in October of 2019. A case was brought to the High Court after several cases went all the way to the Caribbean Courts of Justice. A case was brought to the High Court, and last week the Chief Justice gave a ruling which said that house-to-house registration was lawful. However, there is an aspect of the judgment which deals with the old list and the validity of the old list, which requires some clarification. And for our purposes, let me say that that matter, because it is a little convoluted, it has been appealed by the Attorney General of Guyana. So we set aside that little part because that's appeal and leave that one side. But insofar as the house-to-house registration is concerned, the statement said that house-to-house registration is legal. And many of us, including many of you in this room, picketed for house-to-house registration because we were convinced, as it seems to me now, that the PVP is also convinced that that list of electors was not clean. For want of a better word, let me say it is not clean. And so people picketed for house-to-house registration because, in our view, it was one of the safest ways of ensuring that you had a list of electors which was reflective of the population of Guyana. That was the purpose of house-to-house registration. And so the registration got started. And all across the Guyana, people have started to register. My understanding is that as of yesterday, there are over 300 and something thousand persons who have registered. Now, what this means, what this order means, is that by the 31st of August, this phase of the registration process will be brought to an end. That is this house registration. And so we have between now and the 31st of August to ensure that those persons who have not registered, that they get registered. The Elections Commission have put in place some arrangements which will extend the time that the GECOM officers work. As you're aware, they normally work from 3 in the afternoon until I believe about 7 or sometime thereabouts. My understanding is that from tomorrow, they will start to work from 10 in the morning until 7. So we have now an extended period of time within which people have an opportunity to be registered. An extended period of time. And we will ask the agencies, government agencies, private sector agencies, to allow their employees to be home so that they can register. It's a public service which we will ask of every employer to ensure that the employees get the opportunity to be registered at their homes. This is what house-to-house registration is all about. So that's one aspect of it. The second aspect, of course, is the claims and objections period, which will be expanded. Now, the claims and objections is based on a National Register of Registrants, the NRR. Now, the NRR is a list which comprises all of the persons who are 14 years and above. That's the National Register of Registrants, it is called. Now, from that register, when you go to an election, you extract something called a list of electors of persons who are 18 years and over. So those are the persons who are then allowed to vote. Now, what the order of the GECOM has done is this, is that it is said, we are going to look at the records that have been collected from the house-to-house registration, and then we are going to allow an extended period of claims and objections, which means that those of you who were not registered during this house-to-house period, you have a second opportunity to get registered. So, those of you who have not been registered, please ensure that between now and the 31st of August, that you put yourselves in order. Some people we know have problems with source documents, with the birth certificates, with the deed poll, and all of these different things. So we'll have to expedite those documents so that people can be registered. If, in fact, you do not catch up to the 31st of August, then you will catch the claims and objections period, which will be announced by GECOM. So in every sense of the word, every Guyanese person will have an opportunity to get their names on the list. I believe that the chairman of the Elections Commission has tried to strike a balance between the two elements that have been dealing with this matter. One element which says that there should be no house-to-house registration, I just go on the old list, and another element which says they must have house-to-house registration. So I believe that the Commission is now trying to find a happy balance, a happy medium, common ground in between those two positions, so that we can have a list of electors that's credible and one in which people can believe in. Everybody, the APNU, and now by their own admission, the PPP admits that the current list, or the list that has been expired in April, that list is flawed and needs to be corrected. However, the methodology for correcting that list has never been properly explained by the opposition. And so there was never ever a clear alternative to house registration. People just say, we don't want house, we don't want it. But we say, why you don't want it? What is your alternative? And I don't think we've ever had a clear alternative. This, what is happening now, will provide for the Guyanese public an opportunity to see the two sides working out under the directions of the chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, some process which will provide for us a list that we can all be comfortable with. And so that is where we are. Many persons have been calling on the president to name a date for elections, to do this and to do that. The president has said that he will not act arbitrarily but will be advised by the Elections Commission when it is ready to be able to deliver credible elections. And based on the advice of the Elections Commission, then the President will have to do a couple of things. First, he will have to dissolve the National Assembly, and then he will have to call a date for elections. But none of that can take place until such time that he is advised by the Chairman of the Elections Commission, and that advice, I understand, has to be in writing, that the Elections Commission is ready to deliver credible elections in the shortest possible time.